Hey guys, good evening and welcome to another episode of Thursday Live with Harleen Baga. That is myself. So the month of March, I introduced a live series every Thursday where we spoke about the different issues that related to women. Because March celebrates Women's Day, I brought upon a speaker every week on Thursday about experts that concerned topics related to women like you and me. Week 1 of March, I brought in Dr. Priyanka, where we addressed everything that is related to parenting, taking care of child, pediatrics. We spoke about vaccines, we spoke about diet, we spoke about about the benefit of exercise and what are the things to avoid. Once we took care of the children part and the parenting part of women, then we moved on to the next section, which was how to restart a career. My guest second week was Aishwarya, and she is the owner and a consultant of the Second Innings Consultancy. There we learned, if you want to get back to restarting your career, how to do it and what to do. Week 3, I brought in the head of oncology at Yashoda Hospital, Dr. Nikhil Ghadyal Patil. That session was a brilliant one. Go back and look at it if you've not looked at it, because it gave you so much of information about oncology, about cancer care, and about really what you need to be doing to make sure that you stay healthy and your loved ones stay healthy, especially when it comes to cancer. Week 4, which is now, the way it has been curated is week 4 is where we are celebrating womanhood. And to celebrate womanhood, I am bringing on board Rupa Surekha, who is going to join us. I am waiting for her to join me right now. There is so much about Rupa. To introduce her, let me start. Rupa Surekha has been an eventpreneur since 24 years. What is an eventpreneur, you ask? An entrepreneur who takes care of events. She is the guru and the veteran of anything and everything that's related to events. If you think that's easy, hold on and wait to hear about what else she's done, okay? So she started with hosting unique birthday parties, concepts, and then she moved on to the obvious choice, which is marriages and exotic destination weddings. But then her appetite for growth and her appetite for ambition did not stop right there. No way. What she did is she joined hands with her husband and they started their event career together. They walked hand in hand from City of Joy to City of Pearls. Having come to Hyderabad just 7 years ago, they have already established themselves as a name and a brand to reckon with. What is the brand, you ask? Well, the brand is called Celebration Makers, which is an event management company. And for those people who are looking to get married and don't know who to go to, I would suggest Haldi Sera. Well, the name says it all. It is all about haldi and marriage and all that thing, all the stuff that comes in between. So for your wedding planning events, go ahead and join and get in touch with them. How do I describe Rupa? Well, she's somewhat of a coconut. Tough on the outside, but soft and mushy on the inside. That is what describes Rupa in one word, if I have to describe her. But that's not why we have her here today. Today, like I said, we are here to talk about celebrating womanhood. So what exactly does Rupa do to celebrate womanhood? Are you curious to find out how you can join the bandwagon? Are you curious to find out how and what she does that celebrates you and me as a woman? So let's begin. Rupa, what is Grand Queen? Hi. How are we celebrating womanhood? Why is it important?
All right. So, hi, everybody. Harleen spoke so nicely about me, and thank you so much, Harleen, for inviting me for the talk. Coming to Grand Queens, it's an idea. So, basically, we started Grand Queens in 2021, where we would go to gated communities and we would invite women over there So basically what happened, what Saurabh and myself, my husband Saurabh and myself, we thought that we have seen women coming from different cities, different states, and in their cities and their states, they were doing something. But once they have come, no matter for whatever reason, they got married and they came, or because they had joined some other work and they come here, somehow they have taken a sabbatical from what they were doing. And the passion and that thing was always there inside them, that they want to pursue their passion, their career, or do something. A push is required where they wanted to restart their work again. That is when we thought, let's do something so that we can take out these women from their shell, bring them out in the open, and help them build their career. So that's how Grand Queen started. That was in 2021. That is how we started.
Okay, but that's a very interesting point that you bring up, that help them build their career. First of all, thank you so much for the heart and the love and the likes, folks. Keep them coming, because the more you encourage us, the more we talk, and the more we talk, the more you learn about what exactly Rupa is doing and how you can benefit. So coming back, Rupa, what you said encourage women, right, with their career. How does that work?
See, basically, everybody has some of the other thing, but that push that I'm talking about, that thing that they need a little push, they know they can do it, but they're not realizing the fact that they can do it. So we made them realize the fact that it is in you, you can do it, you just need to break the nut and come out of that nut. So that's how it all started. So we started these fashion walks for them. We would literally pull women on the stage, even when they were doing their evening walks or something. I have seen Harleen, we would literally pull them on the stage that, you have to do the fashion walk, and they have come out as winners. And then then they also realize that we have the potential, we can do something. And trust me on these, I have stories where these women, where they were pulled out because of us, today they are Mrs. India, or they are Mrs. India runners up. So
Wonderful.
we really thank God for, choosing us to create the world that we're all looking for.
Wonderful. So it's just for me to reflect and summarize what you've told me is, so you basically give women a platform. First of all, you accept them and you make them recognize their own potential and their own talent, right? And you tap into their resource, which is their inner confidence. You make them realize that, hey, woman, hey, lady, you have it in you. The confidence is right here. You don't have to wait for an XYZ person to come and say, come on, come on. You are going right to the horse's mouth and telling the horse,
Yes.
you can win. This is you. You are the woman. You have the power. You are, I love that word that you have coined, a grand queen.
Yes.
That in itself has so much of power and so much of grace in that word. And by calling the woman a grand queen, you are giving her choices and platforms to go out and perhaps, like you said, celebrate herself and uh, elevate her career to different paths.
Yes,
With that,
that is a thought that a woman has to celebrate herself. Sh- I understand. We all understand that we have a careers, we have a home, we have a kids, but somewhere in these things we forget to celebrate ourselves. First and foremost, you have to celebrate yourself. Then only will your environment celebrate. So the
where,
day a woman realizes that she needs to love herself first, she needs to celebrate herself first, then her environment will also start changing.
oh, absolutely spoken like a true woman, spoken like a true mommy and someone who's handles the house, I'm sure. Because it's funny that you mentioned that, because even in psychotherapy, when I do, you mentioned the word self-love, right? And self-love, honestly, is the crux of acceptance, is the crux
Yes.
of growth, is the crux of even the zeal and the penchant to grow, right? And if you don't
Absolutely.
love yourself, you cannot accept what you're good at or even what you're bad at. And if you can't see that, growth is stagnant, right? Growth doesn't happen.
Absolutely. I
Love,
so resonate with you on this. That if you
yeah.
cannot see it, you're stopping your own growth. And women need to realize this fact. They know it, but somewhere they are just shutting it inside. I mean, that's the thought. Just it's a thought that need to change in themselves. That's it. Otherwise, they can do anything under the sun, anything.
Yeah, go women. Definitely go women, huh? All
Yes.
right. So how do you see this entire platform growing, right? What is the vision for Grand Queens and where do you come in? Where does it go? How does it become lucrative? How does it become lucrative for how does it create win-win situations for everybody? Because there's a lot of variables here, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just it's not one equation. It is a myriad
Absolutely.
variables.
So
So
basically, I mean, what we the idea here is when we started Grand Queens, even we didn't know that Saurabh and myself, we didn't know that we will take it to that level that it is today, and the whole idea to bringing all the platforms together. See, now it's the world of collaboration. It's not cutthroat anymore. It is all about collaborating, and we all look for platforms where we can collaborate, we can grow together, we can grow our business, we can showcase our business, yet in a very, very, like we say, lucrative way, which is a win win situation for everyone. Many platforms are doing it with due respect, but are they really genuinely doing it? Our idea is to genuinely do it. Genuinely, women together should work, they should collaborate, everybody should know each other's business and grow together. So that's how we want that. That's the vision that we carry forward.
well, that's a wonderful vision, and more power to you and Saurabh, for thinking about this, conceptualizing it, and going forward with this, right? But what I'm curious about, and what the audience is going to be curious about when they watch this video also, is that how are you discriminating yourself compared to the other platforms out there, right? Because you said, with due respect, others are also doing it. But what sets us apart is, are they really collaborating? Are they really allowing their partners, so to speak, to grow, right? Because your grand queens, if I may say so, are really your partners in this together, right? So how does that
So
work? Are you different?
so how we are different is, if you hear this from our grand queens, I mean, we don't have any restrictions. Like, there are group restrictions. We don't have any restrictions. They can just post whatever they want to. They can call up anybody among the grand queens and they can collaborate. There is no charges, not a single penny that we charge. That if you're advertising yourself, if you're advertising your product, these are the charges that you have to give. We don't do that. Then we also have a lot of confluences that we do with our grand queens. We have a lot of meetups. In those meetups, what we do is, like, we make sure that they are networking with each other. Again, it's completely on us, not a single penny charge, nothing. Completely the height is on us. The whole idea is ladies together should just meet, collaborate, know each other, and come out and speak for yourself, speak what you are doing, and grow ahead. That's it.
It sounds too good to be true. It sounds so altruistic, which is selfless, right? I think it's great. So basically, what you're saying, again, for me to just reiterate this for the audience. So what Rupa and Saurabh are doing is that they have created a community, so to speak, a community of women who have the potential to succeed and to become the best that they can become professionally, right? And this community that they have created is one with no boundaries and no barriers. And that is what she meant when she said that their chat groups that they have, their communication platforms that they have, is one such that you can actually share and talk about what you're doing professionally so as to garner maybe business on the other side. And these people earn nothing about it. I mean, it's not that they're getting a commission out of it, because today, if you go to Facebook groups, which are very popular, which are run by moms, you'll be surprised to talk about your business, to write about your business. You have to pay. Every post that comes back to a business or that comes back to a transaction is paid for. This is how the world has become, right? Super commercial. So how come you guys are not commercial? I'm sure the audience wants to know, right? Janta chapa.
That's why we are different. We are wanting to create the world that everybody is looking ahead, everybody is wanting. That is why I know it sounds very surreal. It's like ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, कुछ तो hidden होगा. Trust me, everything is open. Whatever you see, it's all open. We are like an open book. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Our whole idea is कि भाई साथ में मिलो, साथ में काम करो, साथ में grow करो. See, now I'll tell you कि हमारा actual motive क्या है. Today, if we work together, tomorrow we are creating a future for our kids.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That tomorrow we're creating that future. Aj, what have we created for ourselves? Everybody's just running. It's a rat race. Tomorrow life is gonna get tougher. You know, the generation agra, it's gonna get tougher. We want that today agar mindset change hote hain, if people learn to collaborate and do and grow together, imagine we're already creating a beautiful platform for our kids. So bolo to we are selfish for that.
No, I love the idea, Rupa, and I mean I'm a very spiritual person, right? So I read a lot. So for me, when you're talking about this, I'm remembering lines of the Bani, right, or the Bhagavad Gita, or whatever, that says that आप कर्म करो, and वो कर्म अपने आपके सारे कुल को जाता है. Kul is the
Right.
entire tree, right? And I feel what you're doing is really batoring. I'm sorry, I should not be speaking Hindi, but really gathering good karma, right? You're gathering good effort, good vibes from the universe and the energy. And you're putting all of that, like at least in Indian scriptures, we say ki the good that we do, the karma that we gather in our arms, we actually throw them back. So that is
Yes,
why when the girl also leaves the parents' house, that is a part of our tradition. We always put a lot of rice. We have a bunch of rice in our hand, and we throw
correct.
the rice back over our head, actually, so that the mother's house, the house that we are leaving, the house that took care of us, actually remains full and fruitful and successful. You are doing, my friend, a similar thing, right? But you're doing, your scale is much grander and larger. So more power to you. And many, they say, मेरे हाथ की भी चावल आपके हाथ पे. It's like that. This is all of that is just going peaches. So this is wonderful. I think fantastic. So no, but still, how is this being funded? How can people help? Are you looking for help? Where is the funding coming from? Um, is I mean, if people want to help you, let's say, right? If people want to join you on this journey of yours, in this grand vision of yours, how can they do that? So not just Grand Queen, but the larger picture first.
Yes, it's completely sponsor based. Completely
Oh,
sponsor
is it?
based.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
completely sponsor based. So we look for sponsors like Abhi the Grand Quiz that we did. So our title sponsors were Ratnadeep. So that's
Okay.
where the fund comes from, you know.
Okay.
And those fundings, each and every penny, we put it in the show that we are doing. So
Understood.
each and every penny that we get from the sponsor, we make sure that the grand queens get. So when our idea is once they are coming to us, they should be overwhelmed and sent back. So whatever you see from the award to the gifts to the hampers or whatever they get, every penny is spent on our grand queens. So that is where it comes from. So we do look forward for sponsors to come ahead and join hands with us so that we can do much more for our grand queens. And if anybody is needing any kind of help, we are always there for them. Looking forward for people to just come and ask us. That's it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, folks out there who are going to be watching this show, if you have a company or you're part of a corporate and you're looking for CSR activities and CSR funding, you know whom to contact. There is people right here, and if you can't reach Rupa directly, go ahead and give me, just mention it on the comment, DM me, or DM these people. I think their Instagram handle is Grand Queens Club. Is that your
Yes,
Insta handle? Correct.
yes.
So Grand Queens Club, you can DM them directly, get in touch with me, however it is, reach out, folks. This is how we can together actually create a community that is empowering and building one another. I think there's nothing more beautiful, nothing more poetic than that. That is poetic justice in the world, right? But that said, that how do people become? How does your grand queen's family grow? So we spoke about the background of it, the bigger picture, right? How do we become part of grand queens? And is it only for the queens? Why not the men?
Yes, it's only for the queens.
Okay.
As of
Okay.
now, it's only for the queens, but for the
Okay.
men, it's in the pipeline. So we were thinking something for the men on Father's Day as well.
Okay.
So it's still in the pipeline. Right now, we're concentrating more on the women because there are a few more things that we have created for our women, and I would not discriminate over here कि men कर सकते हैं, women को ज़्यादा support चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Men को भी equal support चाहिए. They also need equal support. They also need equal mental and emotional health. उनका भी उतना ही important है जितना हम women का important है. For me, it's balance. It's completely a balanced thing. So nothing like that. But yes, definitely it's in the pipeline. We are thinking about it.
Okay, good. So men out there, we are not thinking about you. You are important to us, right? There are communities that are still thinking about you. And I do agree to the point. In fact, I would say the opposite. I feel sometimes men are completely ignored when it comes to mental and emotional health
Yes.
especially because there is so much of stigma in the society where they really can't speak up. They are expected to be staunch. They're expected to be these alpha personalities. They're expected to be protectors and expected to know all the answers. I think that's just unfair and too much
That's
to
unfair.
expect, right?
That's
Because,
unfair. I want those men to speak up.
yes,
Bolo, bolo, yaar, bolo.
yes,
Uh,
yes. And it's okay to cry, man or woman. You're a human being, which means you have a heart and you have a
yeah.
mind. Anyone who has a heart and mind, guess what? You have the right to cry. You have the right to express. You have a right to say, I'm sad. And you have a right to say, let's celebrate, right? So,
Absolutely,
uh,
absolutely.
yeah, so we feel you, men. Both of us agree with that. We feel you, right? You're not alone. But moving on, the one thing that really excited me, Rupa, is your segue into sports. What's that about? I'm totally excited about it because I'm a total sports player. I mean, I have played every single sport in my childhood. You name it, and I've done it, right? So this excites me. What's going on there?
So 2 years back in Hyderabad, we had done the Women's Cricket League. So where women had, competed with each other, and we had winners for the Women's Cricket League. That was like 2 years back. This year, we are planning to do season 2 for Women's Cricket League. Just few last month when we were in Bhubaneswar and we were doing the Grand Queen Award, that is where with the sports minister over there, we launched the Women Soccer League. So very soon, somewhere in June, our Grand Queens would be going there to the stadium, and the coach of OSL would be coaching our Grand Queens, and there will be a competition and a match where you will see our Grand Queens playing soccer. So
So it sounds so ambitious, but so enthralling, right? It sounds so empowering. I think this is fantastic. That's what you're doing. But isn't that too much of running around? I mean, I still I can't wrap my head around the extent at which you guys are doing this. It's
Ali,
phenomenal.
I'll say that we are blessed to have each other. It's like a Tom and Jerry kind of a thing, always behind each other. If one gets a little lethargic, the other kicks the other one, and we have to do it. So that's the thing, and I think the amalgamation of his thought and my thought, and both having the similar thoughts and executing it and holding each other's hand, that is why I feel and I think that we have been able to execute what it's on our mind.
Wonderful.
It has to be two together. So
Wonderful.
it always,
It
at the end
takes
of the day, we agree not to disagree with each other, but we definitely agree, and we make sure that whether it's Saurabh's thought or whether it's my thought, we make sure that we execute it. So that's
superb.
it.
Superb. And it's funny that you mentioned Tom and Jerry. I mean, I can totally visualize that, right? All the fun and the musty and the running around and the, you know,
So I'm
the,
more of a Jerry.
sorry?
So I'm more of that Jerry who likes to irritate him to death. It's like that.
Really? Oh, really? Yeah, so in fact, this is fun. So talk to me a little bit about your relationship. I mean, that's important too. That's the heart of all of this, right? How does that
Um,
work?
so we met when we went standard 12, grade 12. That is when we met.
Wow.
And that is when both of us started our career also.
So 17 years. You were just at age 17, I'm thinking.
Yeah, 17. Yes, yes. We were 17 then. Don't ask me अब कितना साल हो गया. You will calculate my age.
No. Okay, okay.
So that is when, like, we started and we realized that we have the same thought. Usually the opposite attracts, but here the same thought, we had the same thought, same vision. We started with our social works like that, when we were in school. So we used to do a lot of social works, we used to go to orphanages, old homes, and we used to spend time with those old ladies and men and orphanages. We would spend time with those orphans and teach them. So that is how it all started. And slowly, slowly, we started moving into events, started working together, and then the vision always carried ahead. So that's very short, ma'am, telling you.
Wonderful, of course. And I understand why you have summarized it, but it sounds fantastic, right? I mean, touch wood, right? I mean, they say Dab Sukh Rakhe and give you a lot more power and take you forward, but to infinity, right?
Thank you.
So,
Thank
what
you.
that infinity is, right? Whatever that is.
Whatever.
So, yeah. So the next thing that I had for you is mental and emotional well-being, right? I have to ask this because that's very important for me as a psychotherapist, right? That's the work I do. Uh, do you even consider that? I mean, in your professional world or in your charity, what you're doing right now, how does that weigh in? How do you even think about that?
Yes, definitely. We give it a lot of importance, Harleen. See, the whole idea again, when I told you, when you are mentally or emotionally not well, you do not want to even think of the kind of passion you have inside. You cannot even think of, the kind of work you are doing, the talent that you have. You just somehow, like I told you, you put it in a shell and then you lock it up, throw away the key. But for us, it's like unko pehle isse bahar nikalo. Then we also want try to do a lot of counseling for our ladies, so that there are counseling things. Now counseling also, we don't think that proper a counseling, but it has to be more in a fun way. So like the confluences that I told you, we invite them, we invite them, we try to make it a lot of fun, and in that fun we try to make them feel or think that there's a lot more inside them. So again, we have stories, Arlene. We have stories of ladies who were literally into depression, didn't want to come out of the shell. Amount of talent those ladies had, be it in terms of the singing, the dance, or the profession that they somehow, like, put it under the carpet kind of a thing, that locked it up or put it in a trunk. They have actually opened the trunk and got back to the kind of work that they used to do. When they had closed their boutique, they have opened the boutique again, and they're very happy, very happy. And काम से बड़ा कोई खुशी है नहीं. When you're working, you're involved, you're not thinking about anything else. So most important is to be busy. Be busy in the right kind of thing. Be busy in what makes you happy.
Superb, superb, superb. That's absolutely right, right? Once, but not everyone has the opportunity to make your passion your work, right?
Yes.
So life always throws us these conundrums, right? But
Right.
if you're able
Right.
to find happiness with what you're doing, and come to terms with it and let that become a part of your bigger goal, let that
Right.
become a part of your vision, then uh, growing in it and realizing your true potential on that path is but natural. There is no one, you become unstoppable,
Do
right?
not
And once
become
people
un-.
incentive at every step of the way, and that incentive is your passion and your happiness because you are going on a path that you believe in with conviction, right? And that's what it is. Like, uh, I'm going to give you an example here. So my work timings are all over the place. Okay, Rupa. I work pretty erratic because
Yes.
because I have clients who are who are all over the place. So I have clients who are abroad, and whether it's Australia or US or UK, and then I'm
Correct.
working back in India. I go to a hospital. So like yesterday, I was working like till like 10 p.m. and Saturday again I'm busy. So every day, so my day is pretty hectic and it's nonstop. And the work that I do is listening to people, right? It's counseling, it's therapy, it's coaching or whatever it is. So many people, especially my close friends, and my family especially, they ask me, how do you, what do you do to rejuvenate? What do you do to reset? Because I'm sure all that stress, taking people's stress and re-guiding them and hopping between different time zones and remembering what people are doing, it's a lot of
Right.
work, right? To remember what
Absolutely.
they're doing, guide them. But it comes back to what you said. If your passion is your work, then there is no tiredness, right? I mean, yesterday I was till 10:30. I mean, it's bad because I was just working, and then I mean, hats off to my husband who supports me, of course. That's very important, right?
That's
A
very
home
important.
environment. Without that,
Absolutely.
nothing. But that is, I think, the biggest advice that probably is coming through as a pattern in the conversation that Rupa and I are talking for our women audience, right? That figure out what works for you, figure out what makes you happy, right? And what you're good at. And if you need help on going on that journey, you have resources. You have resources like what Rupa and Saurabh are doing. You have resources like myself if you need help. There are so many resources out there, and really the world's not all that bad. All you have to do sometimes is ask. Ask, and it says, right, ask and it shall be given. So
Yes. 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 That's what it's enough. The universe does not know no at all. The universe knows only one thing: your wish is my command. So every thought that we are thinking is a manifestation. So everything that we're doing is a manifestation. You just have to be aware of what you are doing. Many a times we women are not even aware of what we are doing. We need to be aware of what we are doing. And I'm telling you, Harleen, like this we can change our life like this. Every woman, and to all women I would also say that if you really think that you need to speak out, please go to a counselor. It's okay,
yeah,
it's okay to go to a counselor, because she's the one who would give you the right kind of advices. It's absolutely okay to speak your heart out to the person, no matter what it is, whether you're happy, not happy, your workplace or your work, or there's something else that you're looking in life. But then do speak out, don't keep it inside. Otherwise, you will be stuck in the same murk that you feel you are right now. Please, please go ahead and go to a counselor.
wonderful. I'm so glad that you should just bring this up, right? Because uh, it's not that we discussed it. It was not that we scripted it, but this is where universe
Yes,
is working,
yes,
right?
it's just
Universe,
impromptu.
right?
Yes.
The It is so true that you do that because that is exactly what my fight is. So I would actually do live Thursday sessions during the pandemic, right, where I was answering people's questions. So that is how
Okay.
I started. Thursday 7
Right,
p.m. was
right.
a community outreach for me, where they would write to me and I would answer real questions about real people, about how to help them, things that were disturbing them. I think the biggest stigma that people, especially in India, have is about asking for help, right? Because even in our offices today, even in our schools, international schools, everyone gives is giving so much of onus and importance on self work. You're doing it by
Correct.
yourself. You are researching by yourself. You are being proactive. That entire funda, we are completely misinterpreting it and taking it to a different level. So as adults, when we need help, even if it's parenting, even if it's relation, see, therapy, in my opinion, and I'm a therapist, right? Therapy is essentially just mentoring, right?
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
It's not, I'm talking about therapists, right? They are therapists, they are counselors who are going to come and label you and say, okay, you have this problem, this is who you are. But they are therapists, right? Who are of the school of thought, who don't label, whose job primarily is what you said, Rupa, to uplift you, to
Yes.
show you where you're lacking and to give you coping strategies to find the solutions yourself. Isn't that what mentoring is? What is
Absolutely.
the harm in asking? I mean, why are we so ziddy and stubborn कि हमें खुद करना है? We want to do it on our own because God forbid if you ask someone, we become stupid. Says who? Says who is my
क्या कहेंगे वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा? अभी भी 99% आई एम टेलिंग यू लोग यही सोचते हैं कि वो मेरे बारे में the thing of getting judged, you know. See, if you're confident about yourself, you know yourself much better than anybody else would know you. Why are you getting that fear of being judged? I mean, I always, you know, every time, even when I'm emceeing, I keep telling, बाजू वाला भी वही सोच रहा होगा कि ये मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहा होगा. So please break that thing. Nobody has the time to think. वो अपने बारे में ही सोच रहा है. So please go ahead and open up, speak. You never know what wonders you can do for yourself. Life ऐसे बहुत छोटी हो चुकी है.
yes,
So whatever time we have, you know, make the most for ourselves. And again, when I tell you are happy, your surrounding is happy. If you're not happy, your surrounding is not happy at all. Not
but
at all. And then we can't go and blame कि उसने ऐसा नहीं करा, उसने वैसा नहीं करा. It's very easy to blame, but very hard to accept the fact that I am not keeping myself happy. Like, you know, that proverb, that phrase is there that nobody can make you miserable but yourself. So it is your choice. It is your choice you want to be miserable, or it is your choice that you just want to get up and have fun and enjoy and be so happy that others, when they see you, they become happy.
exactly, my friend, exactly, right? It's all it comes to choices, but
It comes to
not.
choices.
But that's what it is. Choosing people, uh, teaching people how to choose, teaching people how to listen to your subconscious mind, to listen to your voice that's inside of your head is really what mentoring and therapy is about. But enough about that. Let's come back to you. I want to know about the toughest challenge that you've had so far in your life, right? Like personally, professionally. I mean, I'm liking the banter here. I'm liking the
Right.
energy. So, yeah, of
See, personally, graph has to go up and down.
course.
So what ticket? It has to go up and down. Otherwise, there's no learning. You know, so when the graph is up, okay, everything is good, hunky dory, everything. When the graph goes a little down, it's that is when you're holding hand. That is when you are together in that boat, sailing. You know, with a lot of maturity. That is when the maturity comes. So that is when, if very maturely you sail that boat when the graph is down, that graph goes much higher. It goes much higher. So ups and downs hote hain. But if I speak about Grand Queens, so we've done it in like 5, 6 cities now,
Okay.
and this was season 4. So season 4. So we've done. So Hyderabad was the first city we did. Then it was Hyderabad and Kolkata season 2. Season 3 it was Hyderabad, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, and season 4 is Hyderabad, Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, and Ajmer is what we did. So that is how we did. So of course we had a lot of challenges getting the sponsors in, explaining them what the Grand Queen is all about, curating the whole award the way we wanted to, curating the logo where our son, he's 15 years now, he came in and he saw that, you know, we're trying to struggle with the logo. So he asked us, what are you guys doing? So we're like, you know, we're trying to struggle with the logo because we want to fix a logo for Grand Queen. He said, can I do something? We were like, sure, why not? That is when he created the design for Grand Queen's logo. So the Grand Queen's logo that you've seen this year, it's been designed by our son Saksham, and that is the award that you see, it's all because of him. So that also made us realize his talent, that he has that talent of designing something. So that's how. And yes, definitely we had a lot of challenges. But जैसे बोला हाथ पकड़ के रखे हैं and खुद में confidence and you think that you can sail it through, you can sail it through. So backstage, definitely a lot of challenges were there, but you could not see it on our faces, you could not hear it in our voices, and it sailed through. That's it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So just for the, for the heck of it, just for the purpose of having conversation, which city was the toughest and why?
Kolkata. Kolkata was the toughest. No sponsors at all.
Oh, shit.
So yes. So we did what we did from our pocket, and but we ensured, and Kolkata was lively. Kolkata, I mean, the stories that we heard from our grandparents. Grandparents is not an easy award that a woman gets. If for every woman, every grandqueen, I would say, if you have got a Grand Queen award, you deserve that award. You have won it because only because of your hard work that you have put in to get it. Our panel of jury is very tough, very tough. So the forms, when they are filled in, when the forms come to us, it straight away goes to the jury. There's a lot of back check. There's a lot of background check happening. The profiles are scrutinized. Insta pages, Facebook pages, everything is scrutinized. And then after that, what the jury does from
Because the student, could you hear it? The Ram Namavika procession was going on.
I couldn't hear that.
So I could hear it very loudly. I thought it will disturb the audio quality. So I just
Okay,
shut the
okay.
window.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so that is when then the jury selects a grand queen. So there's a lot of scrutiny. I mean, it's just not that आपका profile आया, we've seen your profile, we liked your profile, and you've been selected. Nothing like that. And there's no involvement. So, or myself, we keep ourselves completely away from this. It's completely a jury who goes through all the scrutiny. So the back of it, there's a lot of work, and they go crazy because we have 500, 600 entries coming in. Out of that 500, 600 entries, not more than 150 people across all the cities, 150 women are selected, and they are awarded as a grand queen. So these women are the ones who've actually struggled to come where they have come. We can somehow make out, I will not be able to explain this, but we can somehow make out that this woman is coming just to take an award. We disqualify. Somehow उनसे बात करके कुछ तो ऐसा होता है बहुत सारे लोगों का we've understood while we've spoken to them. Their thing is just disqualified then and there, no matter how much achievement they must have had in their work or they must have had awards. But Grand Queens is not about just coming, taking the award, putting it in your showcase and, placing it all over social media. It is just not about that. It has a heart, it has a soul. So any woman who is looking to put in her heart and soul, she's invited for Grand Queens. So all our Grand
Wonderful.
Queens is very precious to us, very, very precious.
Wonderful. And yeah, and hence I used the word, right? If I may, I said partners. So really, they're all partners in this vision of yours and to
Yes,
grow this vision of yours and to help everyone empower one another. Because unfortunately, statistics tell us that women, unfortunately, hinder another woman's growth.
yes,
Very often, it is not the men who hinder our growth. We talk about women's rights, we talk about men having it easy, but unfortunately, the people who pull women down is us. It's so unfortunate. There is so much to be done to change the thinking process and the thought process and change the community. And I think the reason for that is our own insecurities because we
yes,
ourselves are so insecure within ourselves that when we see another woman smarter, with the potential to succeed, unfortunately, instead of taking joy at it that that person is succeeding, we become competitive. And when we become competitive, obviously that leads way to jealousy. And
jealous.
once our emotion is hijacked, once our mind is hijacked with that emotion, of jealousy, out of the window is common sense. Out of the window is sensibility. That is what happens to even your mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. That
Yes,
happens to corporate ladders today, where you have women bosses and the women employees are struggling to succeed. Why do you do that, women? Why? Right? I mean, if you are a woman out there and if you're a woman leader, can you please just look for, like, call me, go to another therapist, go to someone and organize a workshop for women where we can actually teach you how to process thoughts and, most importantly, how to resist thoughts. Because as human beings, right, our path to spirituality, I feel, and correct me if you think this is wrong, Rupa, I feel our path to personal growth, right, to spiritual growth happens only when we learn how to resist those thoughts and let the positivity within us overrule the pragmatic needs, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what, in a sense, what you're doing. So we are doing it in our own different ways. I mean, we are targeting different pockets of the society. We're doing it differently, but I think the objective is more or less the same.
Yes, absolutely. Objective is the same. And to all the women, I would tell one thing, we need to realize if you are confident about yourself, if the other woman is in the same profession, it will not matter to you. It will not matter to you what she is doing, how successful she is. If you learn and if you think that you have to improve yourself, if you concentrate on improving yourself, you never know, one day you might be much more successful.
Yeah,
I mean, actually, the whole focus goes on how to demean the other woman. The whole focus goes on how to, take her clients and make them yours. I mean, you will be stuck there.
yeah,
Karma. If you're creating a karma for yourself. Karma is watching. Karma is watching. So you are creating a karma for yourself. Karma will tell you, okay, fine, you stand there. I'll ensure that in front of your eyes she becomes much more successful because she's content. She's content. She's working on herself. She's working on her career. She's just concentrating. She's not even bothered what you're thinking about. She becomes much more successful. But when
exactly.
a person is getting jealous, she's getting insecure, she's creating a bad karma for herself, and you will see her standing where she's standing. So to every woman it is, reach out your hand, just give your hand. If another woman needs support, if she needs, if you have the same kind of field that you're working in, if she needs any kind of a knowledge from you, because if your experience is much better, help her out. Help her out. You never know where it will take you. So become selfish in this. Become selfish in
Exactly. And most importantly, the point that you mentioned is when you help someone, your collective intelligence is growing. That is the
yes.
most important thing, right? So even if you are insecure about, hey, I have to work harder to become smarter than her, don't think about that if you're unable to process it. I mean, that's a hard one to process. I understand that. But if you think about, hey, collectively, I have a problem that I need to solve. And if I can get someone to help me, why not? Right? But then
Why
after
not?
you get to help, please share the credit.
Yes.
That is,
Yes, it's
don't
important to share the credit.
say ये तो मैंने सोचा मतलब मैंने किया सब कुछ. That doesn't happen, right? So in fact, in our Bani, there is a thing, right? It says that Dharam Rai jab jikha mange, kya mukh
Uh,
leke jayega? Right? That's what it is.
absolutely.
Right? So that
Right,
like
right.
is like when you go and
It's a deed.
the
It is.
scripture is very clearly, right, that when you go at the first step of the gates, once you die, there is this person who's standing who's Dharam Rai. You call it karma, call it dharma, whatever, same thing. And he's going to ask you your accounts. He's going to ask you what you did. And what
Yes.
are you going to tell? What are you going to show up and say, no, I didn't know. I didn't know. You can't say that, no?
So basically it's your deeds that you take with you, nothing else. बाकी सब यही छोड़ के जाते हैं. It's only your deeds.
Very true. Very true. All right. So, what is Rupa outside of all this? So, you spoke to us so much, right? So, I think I got a glimpse of Rupa, but outside of Grand Queens, what is Rupa? What does Rupa do? How does she keep herself busy and happy?
So I'll tell you, apart from Grand Queens and the wedding that we do, apart from that, in my leisure, if I tell you, I like meeting my friends. So I have my neighbors over here, and it's more like a family, all of us. So we would all sit, chit chat. I like to play music. So very rare, very seldom I do that, but I do play my keyboard at times. I do that, and I just like to meet people. So I try and do that, karke, and definitely spend sorry, try to spend a lot of time with my son. So and
Wonderful.
what you see me inside, I'm outside also. Bubbly, loves to irritate Saurabh whenever he's free. If I see him free, I somehow cannot take it that why is he sitting free. So I have to irritate him even while he's sleeping. And if I am awake, why is he still sleeping and I am awake? So I would go and poke his cheek or do something like that and make sure that he gets up. So I'm a little naughty also.
That sounds adorable. No, naughtiness I like. I like the naughty stuff. That's good. Yeah. I just like it's boring, yeah. You have to be naughty. They say that naughty and nice. The combination
Yeah.
is important, right?
Somehow the
Right.
child inside me is still alive.
What's that? What's that?
I said somehow, somewhere the child inside me is still alive.
Wonderful. And I think you're also letting it be alive because your environment is conducive to it,
Yes.
right? Most women end up killing parts of ourselves because our environment doesn't allow us to thrive, doesn't allow us to branch out and grow, right? So,
Correct.
somewhere, people like you and me who are blessed, which is why we are on this path, because we have realized that life has been very kind. They say, जितना शुक्राना करिए, मतलब जितना आप thank you बोलो, जितना हाथ जोड़ के you say thank you, it's less,
It's
right?
yes.
So,
It's a lot
yeah,
of gratitude.
it's yeah, lots of gratitude. So, which is why, but that is our fuel, right? And that is the fuel that keeps you and me going. That keeps that you and your husband are on this journey that you are on. Maybe I am on this journey that I am on, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, I've shifted job roles to do this for a reason, right? So, yeah.
And
I
that's
think
a beautiful reason.
eventually,
What you're doing, Harleen, is a beautiful reason, I must tell you. I mean, so many people, again, I'm telling you, I guess about 99% of people are looking for it, but they are not just opening the door. They're just not opening the door because their thoughts are, क्या होगा, क्या बोलेंगे, क्या सोचेंगे. उस चक्कर में they are not being able to live the life that they can. And the whole idea, what really scares me is what is the future we're creating for our kids. That really scares
correct,
me when I think about it.
correct,
So,
correct.
it's
Be
like,
honest with what we are feeling. And if we can't get the help when we have a problem, what are you teaching your child?
absolutely, because they're learning what they are seeing.
Right? And
Right.
we are ignoring, and the child is learning that, learning to push things under the carpet, learning to live in denial, learning to pretend and wear on a mask. You are all, we unfortunately, I feel sometimes are creating a community of nuclear reactors,
Right.
right? Where, how and when, or of landmines, right? Where when who will step on us and when we're going to explode, we don't know. But that's
Absolutely.
what we're doing, unfortunately.
I really feel that, the way our parents grew us, they have taught us to hear no. You know, I mean, even if we were born with silver spoon or whatever, but our parents made sure that we know that we have to sit on the ground and eat. You cannot always sit on the dining table and eat. There are times you need to sit on the floor and eat. There are times you need to take public transport, even if the chauffeur is standing. My mom made sure that no, take the public transport, because her thought always was life is not going to be a bed of roses always. It will have its up and down, roller coaster रहेगा. That is when my kids should know how to handle their lives. Nowadays we just putting everything on a plate and we're serving it to our kids. We're just not letting them struggle and earn those things. We literally earned that one chota toy also. They made sure that we earn it. I remember my first toy. I put it in my mom's locker.
Oh,
I
wow.
actually put it in my mom because she literally, my dad and my mom literally made me earn that small ping pong toy. It was they made sorry, they made me earn it. That
Wow.
no, if you do this, if you do this is, then that is when you're gonna get it. I mean, they had bought it and kept it, but I used to play and then keep it in my mom's locker. And then whenever I wanted to play, I would ask her again. So I think those kind of thoughts have really is helping me, in my adulthood, is what I think. But to
I
parents
agree.
also, to
Yes.
parents also, go back to what your parents used to tell, I mean, I'm really blessed that we were born in a generation where parents knew how to segregate between being rich, being moderate, and being at times where you have to see the struggles also. Nowadays we don't want our kids to see the struggles. We are like, अरे गिर गया, उठाओ उठाओ उठाओ, पहले उठाओ उसको, गिरने दो भाई. Let the child fall, he will or she will get up. तो वो चीज है.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I'm in agreement with what you're saying. I'm in complete agreement with what you're saying. In fact, that is the reason why I had actually organized a parenting workshop last weekend, which is exactly this, right? To showcase and inform parents, first of all, about the belief development of children. Till you don't understand how children's beliefs develop,
Right.
you feel you're protecting. But like you said, what we don't realize is we're actually harming. So this you
Yeah.
have to psychology, right? Psychology of the child, how the child develops, and what is the belief development, and what does the behavior and attitude mean. And the reason I'm saying this is because I have children as young as 10-year-olds who come to me for behavioral therapy, right? And and the parents just say, "Ki, starting as young as 10, I'm saying that. And the parents say, he doesn't listen to me, or he's not focused, or he doesn't listen in class. So I am actually, you know, changing cognitions, doing behavioral therapy for children, because somewhere I feel that the parents are misguided. I mean, I don't mind doing therapy, it's good for me. But my entire idea was if I could do a workshop and actually teach parents how to avoid those mistakes, wouldn't that be grand?
But
Right?
that'll
Wouldn't
be
that
great,
be
Absolutely. Absolutely. That'll be great.
yeah.
That's very
So that
important.
yeah. I know. Anyway, I think we've had a great conversation. I'm sure you and me can keep going on for just for like
Yeah,
another
I
half.
guess so. People get bored and run away, and we can just go on and on.
Yeah, because there's so much to talk about, right? I mean, there is just so much to do. But do you have any advice before I let you go? You know, any advice that you want to give the women out there uh, about themselves?
I wouldn't say an advice. I would say it's a suggestion to all the women
Yeah.
that you are beautiful inside out. You just need to realize your own potential. Do not be dependent on other people's opinion. Do not be dependent, if do not look for approvals in other people, because once you start looking inside of you will realize that you really don't need approvals from anybody. You really don't need to depend on anybody for anything. You are saksham. You are capable in your own self. जिस बोलते हैं ना कि वुमन ठान ले तो कुछ भी कर सकती है. So it's for women out there, first start looking at yourself. Half of the women don't even look at themselves. You need to first start looking at yourself, your
What
world around you.
your
So
So
Sorry.
talk to them. What do you mean by looking at yourself?
So when I say looking at yourself is, see, many women when morning when they get up, they just spring out of the bed, take a scrunchy bun बनाया, kitchen में भागा, tiffin pack करना है, husband का tiffin pack करना है. Once they go off to school and office, they off to the washroom. 5 minutes to take their shower, पूजा करना है, फिर lunch prepare करना है, or anything else. They're not even looking in the mirror.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You
I know.
need to get up and first and foremost look into the mirror and say, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Oh my God, I love myself. You just see your day will be beautiful and lovely for you. But then they're not even looking at themselves. I'm बोलते
Yeah.
हैं ना, उठ के तुम अपना चेहरा मत देखो. क्यों ना देखूं भाई? क्यों
I know.
ना देखूं मेरा चेहरा?
Right? Yeah.
मेरा दिन अच्छा जाएगा. आई मीन सी दिस थॉट इतना ज्यादा डाल दिया गया कि उठ के अपना चेहरा मत देखो. इट्स लाइक योर डे विल नॉट गो गुड. व्हाई एम आई नॉट गुड फॉर माई सेल्फ? सो उठ के
Yeah.
प्लीज look at your own self, hug yourself, say that I love you. You know, that is, that is when your soul will start talking to you. That is when the guidances will start coming to you. So this is my suggestion to each and every woman out there and to men also. Please, तुम भी
Yes.
अच्छे हो.
Please, men also. I was just going to add that. I was waiting for you to say. I think this is common and generic to everyone. Stand up in the morning, look at yourself, but without arrogance. It's not like, "Arey, mujhse acha koi nahi." I mean, I don't want that mindset. That's
The
not.
arrogance should not be there. It should be love for yourself. It should
That's
be
it.
love for yourself.
Yeah.
Start loving yourself.
More than love, I think it's compassion, which means that the ability to forgive yourself. कि यार कल मैंने गलती करी, कल मैंने ना बीवी को डांटा, कल मैंने बच्चे को डांटा, कल मैंने वो बुरा किया. It's okay. Tell yourself, कोई बात नहीं. It's all right. It's okay. Today I better. Yeah, you know, today I will be better. So you're right. Self-love and compassion do go hand in hand. I love the advice that you have given to the audience. So what are you guys going to do? Today, before you go to bed, go to the mirror, look at yourself, blow yourself some kisses, hug yourself and tell yourself, dude, lady, woman, you're awesome. Yes, I made some mistakes today, but that's all right. It's okay. I'm a human being and it's all right for me to make mistakes, but this was the mistake I made today, and tomorrow I will try and not make that mistake again. That's it. That's all you have to do. And come tomorrow, a new day starts with, with new hope and renewed energy. What say, Rupa? Right?
Yes, of course, of course. And
All right.
it's okay to say sorry. It's okay. If you made a mistake, just go say sorry. It's okay. हमारे घर वाले हैं, they'll understand. हमारे बच्चे, they'll understand. That's
Exactly. Ajnabi hai to they will understand. Sorry is the most beautiful word. It's not bad. Just say sorry. You don't become small by saying sorry. You know? In fact, you become bada. You become bigger. You become the bigger person when you say sorry because it shows you have the mental maturity to understand that you've made a mistake and you value yourself.
Yes. Value
That's the
yourself. It's most important. It's very, very important to value yourself. Do not value yourself through somebody else's eyes. Do not value yourself through somebody else's comments. Value yourself with your own thoughts, with your own feelings that you have for yourself. That's most important.
So everyone who's hearing this right now, who's agreeing with what we're saying, I think, yes, please give us some hearts. I was just going to ask that. Some more hearts, lots of hearts. Yes. Value yourself. Thank you. Thank you for keeping those hearts coming. So value yourself. Love yourself. You are great the way you are, right? You know where you lack. Nobody's perfect, so I'm not going to use the word perfect. I think perfection is overrated. But you are the way you're supposed to be. And if you feel you have room to become better, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and become better because no one else can stop you. The only person to stop you is
you.
exactly. I was waiting for you to say that, Rupa. I knew we were going to say that together. So I did this and I waited for you to say you. Absolutely. The only person who can stop you is you. So I think that is it for now. We've had a great talk show. If you guys have any questions about what Rupa and I discussed, go ahead and leave your comments below. Tag us if you need to reach Rupa for being a part of the CSR and making sure if you want to become sponsors and help them with this vision of theirs, please reach them directly at Celebration Makers or at Grand Queens. Correct? And if for whatever reason you have forgotten that, just DM me and I promise I'm going to direct you to them. I'm not going to do anything to you. That's the whole idea. Done. I think we're done. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you so much, folks. You have been interactive. It was great catching up with you. I am Rupa, with your kind permission, going to download this video and put it up on YouTube and Facebook. I hope you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Absolutely. And thank you so much, Herlene, for inviting me. And I would thank all I can see a few of my friends here. They've joined. So let's catch up soon. And I know those friends are listening and they must be like abusing me right now. Bolti hai, milti nahi hai.
Chalo. Time to take
So thank you so much.
Most welcome now. All right. Good night now. Take care. Have a good
Take care.
weekend.
Good night. Yeah, good night. Bye. Take care.